guys. This is video number 4 of the preseason power rankings, and we're going to get right to it. Eric, who's up next?
Stockholm Cougars, number 13.
Whoa! Stockholm is sky high this year.
Right?
Lucky 13.
Pretty impressive.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man, that's your old man's team.
Getting older every day.
The team. Oh, Crosby.
Crosby just said a bad word on TV.
Crosby just swore.
That's gonna be a
really. I'm sorry. That is a gift. If you guys can watch the replay of that, that is really entertaining.
That's gonna be a fine for the Norseman locker room.
He was super loud there. Kyla, you guys gonna watch that? Oh, you missed it. Okay, Crosby said a bad word.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, back to Stockholm.
Yeah.
Tarasenko.
That's right.
But what's the movie?
Well, the movie is Saving Private Ryan.
Fantastic movie.
Great movie. Because in this version of the story, Patrick Marlowe is Private Ryan.
Right?
And he was stranded in the wastelands of Dublin.
Yep, makes sense.
Not knowing how desperately he was needed elsewhere.
Okay.
Until he was brought on by the Stockholm Cougars and rescued.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Marlowe's still got decent ratings. Matt, what's the word?
The word.
Be nice. You're probably going to go back there for Christmas or something.
I will see my parents on Boxing Day this year.
Okay, cool.
The word is terrier. And there's a couple reasons for this.
Explain.
There's complexity.
Okay,
Yeah.
explain.
Appreciate that. Bring it up.
It's like a layer of onions here.
Teach us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think the Cougars are going to be a little bit of a terror in the World Conference this year. I think this is actually a pretty good team.
They beat me in the preseason already.
They've got some guns on offense. Their defensive ratings are very strong. Mason is horrifically overrated.
What's he
They
rated?
have Antoine Vermette, which upsets me every single year.
Yeah, I mean Vermette's just a steady center. Looks like he might be their number one center.
What are Tarasenko's ratings? Pretty studly?
92 scoring.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
And also, I mean, technically it should be terror there, but the reason I use terrier is my parents have 2 Cairn Terriers, which are the worst dogs on the planet. I hate those dogs.
They're vicious, are they? They're noisy.
They're yappy.
They're yappy.
Animals.
Okay.
They're poorly behaved.
Yeah.
And they're...
But you can never take your eye off them.
Poorly trained, perhaps?
and
That's on you.
and they're named Winston and Churchill.
That's incredible. Oh, man.
That is excellent.
You know, this year, Mike added the ability, I think, to put, like, jersey numbers besides
I think that was
players.
supposed to be a bit of a secret.
Oh.
Should they instead be renamed Benito and Mussolini?
I was just going to say, imagine once we get past player names, imagine if we start renaming our players to confuse the other team on this, and your dad just names everybody Winston Churchill. All right, we're getting a little off topic. So Tom's team, really good. Probably the best year for Tom in quite some time. Nice to see. Hope he does well, but not against me. Moving on.
Number 12, Fredericton Express.
Oh,
Captain
great
by captain.
team. They're Mark. Probably my favorite non-Hamburg Gladiators team, I would say.
Yeah.
What would you say, Matt?
The word would be dear, as in dear leader, glorious leader.
So
That's right.
wonderful. Can we
must
throw a
all
hallelujah?
Be an amen.
Hey,
Hallelujah.
to Mark. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the movie?
I opted for the Bourne Supremacy.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
bit of something
it's
up there.
well, it's an exciting
Honesty.
franchise.
Honesty.
It's an exciting franchise.
It is an exciting franchise.
But this is the shakiest
the
iteration of that franchise.
Choo
The
choo.
weakest version.
The weakest version.
Yeah. A
Explain.
great franchise,
Yeah.
but the weak version of that franchise.
But he spent a good amount in free agency. What did he pick up?
But
Matt?
this is not the Express of old that we're looking at here.
The one that beat me in the finals?
This is not a top 5 team that we're used to.
The one that won like 43 games in a
Yeah,
row?
exactly.
Okay, not that team. Okay. Matt, what do we say about the Express? That we haven't already said.
They actually have a bunch of players I really like personally.
Okay.
Like they have Nick Cromwell, who's awesome. They have Yuri Hudler, who had this bizarre renaissance.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a renaissance, man.
They have Jaromir Jagr, who everybody loves. And the mullet is coming back.
The national filleting of Jaromir Jagr. Everybody's just all over that guy.
It's true. But they didn't think this when he was on the Penguins.
They have Fleischman, who's having a sneaky good season in Montreal.
I didn't see a mullet
Jim back in
rating
the Avs days.
in the rankings, though.
There should be.
MU.
There should be a hair ranking.
There should be some kind of
Maybe
hair
next year.
ranking.
Ryan Getzlaf would not do well.
New 28th.
Well, they couldn't do much worse than he is right now.
Perhaps that's the hidden factor.
The
in
hair.
sin, his hair.
His hair. Okay. Mark and Mike, please look into that. But besides hair, do the Express have the chops? Because they're ranked number 12.
Wow. Was that on purpose?
What?
Chops?
Of course.
Nice.
No. What do you mean?
Like mutton chops.
Oh, damn it!
It was a
No,
hair
no,
reference.
not.
I was
Maybe
trying to-
subconsciously.
Yeah.
Lamb
Maybe
chops?
subconsciously.
Lamb chops.
What did you think he was asking?
No, like chops, like mutton chops.
What that was it?
That's obviously.
No, but I didn't. I did that. I didn't mean that.
Oh, jeez.
All right.
Yeah.
So
I like Mark's team,
Okay.
not just because
They're always
he
good.
controls all of our fate.
I hate that they're in my division. I really do. Because
Me too.
Every year they're competitive.
me too. I wish I could play against.
Just this year, maybe not quite as competitive as always.
her. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
11.
What do we got for number
We
11?
got Pat's Ottawa
Oh,
Slammers.
Slammers.
Yeah.
Pat never sucks at SICHL. I kind of wish he would, but he doesn't. What's Pat's team? What do we got? What's the movie?
I opted for Goodwill Hunting.
Okay, yeah,
So
fantastic
the movie,
movie.
we're familiar, it's a genius struggling to realize his potential. Not unlike the perpetually underrated Erik Karlsson.
Erik Karlsson's defense rating is
Right.
ridiculous. It's probably the worst, the most egregious re-rate in the league.
I
It
disagree.
is sinful.
No?
I disagree.
It's 70, what is it, 72?
I've seen Erik Karlsson play defense.
He's good at it. He's won Norris's.
He's good at it in the keep away sense.
Yeah, if
It's
the other
the
team
body
can't
or
score, he has the
style
puck.
of defenseman. Yeah. And it works.
I think Erik Karlsson is a
He actually
wonderful
has
hockey
a
player.
decent number of
He's awesome.
takeaways each year.
But his defense rating should be a little higher.
I wouldn't be upset if it was like 75.
Right.
But let's not pretend that Erik Karlsson should be an 80 defense rating player.
Is he rated 80?
I mean, and
No, it's low.
he has a 76
always.
checking rating, which is probably about 20,
That's
which is about
kinda
20
funny.
too high.
He's
So-
adorable. He's adorable when he
So
tries to check people.
Pat relies on Erik Karlsson. What else does he have? Because he must have others to be this high up
Oh, yeah,
on
he's
our
got
ratings.
some-
He's got very good goaltending. I know that.
Yeah, so the Antti Brian Elliott combo.
That's a heck of a tandem.
That's a good combo.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
And like that's the real power of this team is
Yeah.
that
They're
every
gonna have
single
off
night
days.
Pat is going to have a goaltender who gives him a legitimate chance to win every single game.
And Erik Karlsson's going to keep the puck forever.
That's right.
Yeah,
In theory.
in theory.
Yeah, okay.
And I mean, Nick Backstrom is obviously a good top forward to have. Hornqvist is going to put a bunch of pucks in the net. Mm-hmm. And he's got a lot of really solid defensively forwards. Like Pat appears to be trying to win games 2-1.
Yeah. Very hard to score against.
Yeah, it's going
Which is probably a better strategy than relying on like run and gun pure offense, to be honest.
London Monarchs.
Yeah, when you look at his team,
Monarchs are lower.
like
than the
this is a
Slammers.
very strategically built team.
Okay. Yeah.
This is a team that has a very clear defensive
Focused.
identity, and I think that they're going to frustrate some teams on some nights in the fantasy hockey league.
I would think Pat's going to make the playoffs this year. I know he's sort of been away from the dance. Did he make it last year? We should have historical records, but I don't think he made it
not
last
put that
year.
amount of preparation in.
I'm not sure, but I can't see him missing the playoffs this year.
I'm not going to lie, I'm not certain who Kevin Miller is.
It's a common name. I'm having a Miller
I'm pretty
Lite.
sure he's a basketball player.
No, seriously, who is he?
I don't know.
Oh, the Penguins are going to give him a
2-on-1.
I got a shorthanded goal.
Let's
Oh, good defensive.
not lose track of this. Kevin Miller has an 86 defense rating.
That's impressive.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good for a player
I don't know who he
Is
is.
that higher than Shea Weber's defensive rating?
Yes, actually it is.
Hold on.
Makes
Pointing
sense.
that out, Henry.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah. I think he's like 85 this year.
All right,
Yeah,
so
which is kind of fun.
Matt's going to look at Kevin Miller, but we're going to
Yeah.
move on to the next team.
Number 10, the Calgary Mustangs.
The Mustangs.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
Did you find out who Kevin Miller
Oh,
is?
we're looking up Kevin Miller.
Is he a ginger? Can the Penguins score on the power play for once in their life? No, they can't.
So Kevin Miller is not a ginger.
No.
No.
He's born in Los Angeles, California.
Oh, nice.
And
The Gretzky era of hockey players.
Yeah, it looks like it.
this makes no sense. He played in 41 games last year in the NHL.
What's his durability rating? I bet it's in the 90s. I bet it's in the 90s.
That would be pretty great, actually.
It'd be awesome.
Yeah.
What? It's going to be 78 or 90?
No, it's 71.
71.
So
Okay.
the durability makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
And I appreciate that he did have a good plus minus. Like he was plus 15 in those 40
For
games.
44 games.
Good.
So
That's pretty
How
good.
does this guy have an 86 checking and like this is ridiculous. I'm sorry, Pat. I'm not trying to pick on
We're
you.
launching a complaint here.
But this makes sense because
Yeah.
Miller is overrated, like Carlson has been underrated.
Sure, maybe balances itself. That's fair.
Anyhow, carry on.
Okay, okay, carrying on. We're going back to Calgary.
Get back to
Calgary.
Calgary.
Mustangs.
Number 10,
What are the
Mustangs.
Mustangs movie?
I went with Elysium.
Elysium.
Is that how it's pronounced?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Elysium. Elysium?
I think it's. I don't know.
Elysium?
Fun
I saw
fact,
the movie and I still don't know.
fun fact about the mystery movie.
Yeah.
I enjoy fun facts.
A friend of mine was in the movie.
What?
And the man who I think both wrote and directed it, is a member of my squash club.
No kidding.
Yeah.
What?
Interesting.
Director, he's
Those
from...
are-
Wasn't
He's
that a Blomkamp
He's from...
movie?
Yeah, it was
Yep.
Blomkamp.
Yep, Neil Blomkamp.
He belongs to your squash club?
He does.
Have you met him?
I have.
Really?
What? You
Tell
didn't like
him-
you didn't like District
I
9, though.
love
Did you
District
tell him
9.
that?
I have never
Don't tell him.
discussed movies.
Don't tell him. Yeah, probably. Well, you could. You could tell him.
Right.
Well, that's still pretty cool.
High society here right now, folks.
If only you met someone whose movies. you
Rubbing elbows with some famous directors
But yeah,
from South
uh,
Africa.
My friend, my friend Josh is in the movie and
That's awesome.
has been in a couple of other movies, including a WWE Films movie filmed in Squamish.
Amazing. Starring The Miz?
That is correct. I can't remember
Look
the
at
name
you
of
just
it.
name dropping all over us
Yeah.
here.
You are name dropping like
Impressive.
crazy. Wow.
Tell us again how you met Gordon Campbell a few times.
British Columbia's greatest leader. Is a good lad and doing
Remember,
great
Matt-
international work for Canada.
Matt has government ties and PR ties, so he's not going to get too
I like to make
controversial.
fun of him about it once in a while.
That's our job.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get back to Calgary.
Yeah,
What's the word for
Twice
Calgary?
we've segued now.
Is it Blomkamp?
Well,
'Cause that's a name.
No.
Not a word.
No, the
It's a
word,
I suppose.
and I'm going to try to phrase this in a way that doesn't land me in any sort of problem.
There's, again, remember, very little editing.
yeah.
Yes.
Getting hot.
The word is,
I'm waiting on bated breath.
I went with the movie. Well, maybe I'll lead you into it. Because it's a tale of haves and have-nots. He had no first-round picks for years and years and years, and thanks to perhaps some exoskeleton of some sort, managed to claw his way back into
And
relevance.
some form of spaceship?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Calgary has come up pretty strong in the last couple of years. Surprised a lot of people. Last year they were second in the conference. Tyler Bozak almost led the league in points.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy
so obviously someone's going right. What have you come to a conclusion yet?
so we're going to take a safe approach here. The word
Okay.
is Cain.
Okay.
Kane? By God?
By God.
By God, it's Kane? Oh, now I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay?
There are some people who may feel that way.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Understand. Understand.
Yeah, I mean, he's got Patrick Kane, obviously. There's
Yep.
been he's been in the news for a bunch of reasons lately.
Yes. Yes.
Has he? I hadn't heard.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's
Still
a central theme, and it
good hockey player.
appears now that those alleged legal issues are going to
They're being dropped.
They're going to go past without anything. So
Good point. Yep.
that
Which
is
will go well for the team that has Patrick.
precisely.
Yep.
And let's be clear, this team lives and dies by the fact that whether or not Patrick Kane can score 100
Yeah.
points. If Patrick Kane scores 40 goals and 60 assists, this is a playoff team. And
It is a 30-30 player?
if he's a 30-30 player, they're a bottom playoff team who's probably not a real contender.
Do they not have one Ben Bishop?
They got the Bishop.
He's the solid goal.
I am Bishop. Bishop.
I'm thinking aliens right now.
They,
Yeah, right.
they also have one of. I mean, I've already picked on poor Chris Russell as being horrifically overrated.
Leave him
I don't
alone!
think you've ever picked on anyone more than Chris Russell on this podcast.
No, Brett Kulak. That is his all-time favorite player to pick on. Who's currently playing for the Calgary Flames.
Yeah, the
So you
Calgary
owe me
Flames
$5 on that whole cup of coffee nonsense.
the Calgary Flames are a terrible hockey team.
He's playing in the NHL and you said it would
They are-
never happen,
They
McKinnon.
are in the NHL.
But on a directly related note, the other overrated player that is a member of this team is Mark Giordano, who
Oh,
I
yeah.
do not get the love for.
Real?
I think he's a.
He would have won if he hadn't been injured last year.
He
He
would've
would
won
have
the
won
Norris
the
Trophy last
Which
year.
would have been just.
He is a
Well, the
very
Norris is a
solid
stupid
player.
trophy.
He is a solid NHL defenseman. He is not an elite NHL defenseman.
No, I guess not. Well,
For
we'll
me.
see, we'll see this year.
Interesting.
Okay, so
Sour
Calgary.
grapes much?
For some reason, I always like Calgary, Quebec, and Toronto are like three sister teams, and like whenever I think of one, I think of the other two. So like Calgary is the highest of the three.
They do always seem to be just like
Always seem to be.
elbows at the table, just
I don't know what it
fighting
is.
for scraps.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but
Yeah.
anyway. Okay, next.
All right. Well, that brings us to one of my favorite teams. Number 9, we have the Hamburglers.
Yay, the Hamburglers! That's my
Yeah.
team. Yay!
Pretty good.
Okay, well, how am I looking, guys? How am I looking? What's the movie?
Well, I went with Contagion.
What a jerk! I don't want an apocalyptic virus.
Not for the reason you're thinking.
Okay, okay.
So, this is a spoiler alert. If you intend to watch the movie, maybe just mute this now. So,
I haven't seen the movie, but I don't want to see it.
I'm going to spoil it for you right
Spoil
now.
it for me.
Deal with it. So, like Gwyneth Paltrow getting killed off early in the movie.
Wait a minute, Gwyneth Paltrow dies in that movie? I gotta
very
see
early
that.
on,
I'm not a
like
Gwyneth
12
Paltrow
minutes
fan.
in. So,
Not
in the
just
same
as an
way
actress,
that
obviously, she's
Paltrow
seen-
dies, and
Yeah.
the movie just keeps on going,
Right?
Henry killed off Henrik Sedin,
Yes.
and then made the playoffs and go to the finals. Like, I just
Oh,
I don't
and
understand.
Shea Weber, too.
Weber as well. That's
Weber
that's
as well.
an
I
even
did that in
better
2 different
example.
years.
I
Yeah.
was thinking
So the
about
moral
Sedin
is,
more,
guys,
but-
if you have a good player, get rid of them.
Kill them.
I keep trying to
And
give this
they'll make the
advice to
finals.
Matt, and he won't listen to me and doesn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Matt, the key is your team is too good. You gotta start sucking and trick the sim. What's the word for my team?
Hamburglar.
Yay!
This team should be called the Hamburgers.
Yes.
At least an
That's-
alternate jersey, right?
No, not an alternate.
Not a
jersey.
fully-
This is the Hamburgers.
Henry has the coin.
What I'm gonna do
I
is
think
I
he's
will
gonna have to
not
force
call
my
them
10.
anything else.
I'm just gonna save up like 5,000 coin, and then one day just be like, drop it,
Boom.
like boom,
Mic
mic drop.
drop.
So I was happy with some pickups. I got Roberto Luongo for stupid cheap.
Is that the best signing of the free agency period?
I think it's the best value sign.
I think so.
Unbiasedly,
Yeah.
yes, I would say. I don't.
gotta be.
Any other team
I
would
have
pay
no
$6
idea
million for
why
any
the
more
rest
goalie.
of you idiots didn't bid more on that.
Good work, rest of you idiots.
Unreal.
Thank you for letting me have a goalie.
I'm in that group too.
Because otherwise, I would be a
Crazy.
fringe
Irrelevant.
playoff team. Yeah, but Luongo gives me and Martin St. Louis, and I've got some okay forwards. My D is a little weak. I actually kind of thought my D would be better this year, but turns out having your top pairing is Paul Martin and Ron Hainsey doesn't put you in the elite of defensive core.
On the plus side, you're paying those guys almost $12 million combined.
Well, that's a relief. Well, I thought I made a really stupid decision.
My top
there.
pairing. Interesting.
Your top pairing is Ryan Suter and Shea Weber. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do like. I mean, Oli Matt is obviously a
Yeah,
very
good
big
prospect.
fan of- big
You
fan
have
of
so
Oli
many good defensive
I
prospects.
quite like Brendan Smith personally. I think that at some point he's going to bust out and be like he's never
He
been a
just needs
star.
to get to defenseman age.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a little young.
I quite like Simon Dupre.
Yes.
You know the
Too bad the Penguins
start
too bad the
young
the-
defenseman.
One of the worst
wait,
trades
they
of all time.
traded him.
One of the worst. One of the worst. That's up there with Naslin for Stoyanov.
That's a bad
That's
trade.
awful.
That was an awful trade.
Awful.
You know,
Your
your
forward?
GM actually admits it himself.
He did admit it. He admitted that was a bad trade.
Yeah, I mean, I like your forwards, your depth.
Forward depth is looking okay for
Like,
now.
You've got like 9 or 10 really solid SACHL forwards. Like,
Woo!
this is a good team.
Yeah,
Hooray!
solid.
This is a good team.
Contender.
But don't tell the sim.
Could have been a contender.
Could have been someone.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Number 8.
8 brings us to the Las Vegas.
My nemesis,
Dustin
Aces,
Cheese.
Dustin.
Yeah.
Dustin's still very
I
good.
went with the obvious choice. I went with Rounders.
Good choice. Yep,
Right?
makes sense.
Yeah.
Fits.
3 stacks of high society. That's just how things work here. We don't really need an explanation.
We don't know explanation. What's the word
Yeah.
then?
The word is TSN, as in congratulations
Yes.
to Derek for recently making a television appearance on
Very cool.
TSN
He did?
as part of
Oh,
the
yeah.
CFL coverage.
Yeah.
So
Do you mean Dustin?
Sorry, Dustin. My
Yeah.
apologies.
For what coverage?
For CFL.
That's awesome.
So, huge congratulations.
Very cool.
He acquitted himself very well.
Did he? Did he mention SICH?
He did not mention SICHL.
Probably
That
for the
was
best.
disappointing.
Probably for the best. Okay, next time you're on TV though, Dustin,
You got to do
give
a
me
name
shout
drop
out.
for us, buddy.
Give me a shout out.
Yeah.
Most deep group of forwards in
It's
in the
crazy.
league.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Taves and Jeff Carter and Koivu and
And I mean,
Top to
all the way down to Joel Ward, who
Yeah.
I wouldn't have signed him for 3 years, but I was pursuing him and paying a lot. But I think Ward's going to be a really effective guy in this thing.
is Ward on San Jose this year?
Joel Ward.
Joe Ward or on the Cap? No, he
Is he
went
still
from.
on the Caps?
No, he's out. He's gone. For good.
Oh, okay.
Who did
Yeah,
he
no
get traded
idea.
to?
He was a
Only
free
we
agent.
had some sort of
Only we had some kind
magical
of
box.
access to wide world network of information. Penguins, can you score a goal, please?
But this is overall, this is a really good team. And they got
He
Subban,
is playing for San
Goldust,
Jose. Well done.
He is playing for San Jose.
Tyler Myers,
San Jose's doing.
Taves, Jeff Carter.
Went to the University of Prince Edward Island. Go figure.
Did he really?
Yeah, he's a
That's
guy.
awesome.
He played
Success story.
he played CHL hockey and then went to the CIS, which
Which
like,
is the
nobody-
graveyard of hockey players.
Like that's where hockey careers go to die,
Yeah.
basically.
Right.
Amazing.
Yeah, like his story is really, really cool. He was at UPI when we were out in the Maritimes.
Is that right?
Yep.
Super cool.
He also has a couple guys who I think are hugely underrated as overall hockey players. He's Wayne Simmons, who I love to watch.
Yeah, Wayne
Like,
Simmons.
Wayne
yeah.
Simmons is just a great hockey
Yeah,
player.
Wayne Simmons. Yeah, would be a guy
Pure
most
guts.
people would love to have.
Yeah.
Not off to a great start this year, but Flyers in general, I think will pick it up soon.
Yeah, I mean,
You don't necessarily need Simmons for the points.
No, you
Definitely.
don't. No, he does.
Yeah.
He does do everything. Yeah, that's true.
And Dustin's built a really solid team that's going to be very competitive this year and
Every
next year.
freaking year.
Yeah.
Man, like,
Yeah. Aces are good.
bothers
Alright.
me.
Awesome.
Okay, and our last one.
Our last one of this video, yeah.
Brings us to number 7, the Edmonton Supersonics, our illustrious deputy
Edmonton,
GM.
does Edmonton have overall the highest forward score in our formula? I think they did. It was up. It was up there. I forget for sure. It was up there. But anyway, so
He's
Edmonton's
just
number 7.
ruthless.
What's their movie? Oh,
I
it's one of my
went with
favorite movies of all
Interstellar.
time. I love this movie.
Interstellar.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't tell what I like
And
more.
I went
Mike
with this
or
one.
Interstellar.
Yeah, well,
I can't
I
tell.
opted for this not necessarily because of the movie,
Right.
but because of Matt Damon's actual character in the movie.
He's a bit of a
You
jerk.
remember Dr. Mann?
Yes, he's a bit of a
He
jerk.
was
face.
the best of us.
He was.
He was inspirational.
He was.
And then he would do anything to kill us and maroon us on an alien world.
And he could. Oops, a programming error resulted in your team not having any good players.
Surprise.
Surprise! And we wouldn't be mad at him for it
Yeah.
either, because he's put in so much work. Now, what's the word for the
I
Supersonics?
need more time.
Eric, let's talk about Interstellar.
That is an excellent movie.
I love
One of
that
my
movie.
favorites.
I love that movie.
Hans Zimmer.
That soundtrack is unbelievable. That's one of the best.
Priceless.
Where Kyle and I, what I do is I make up like a mock March Madness style tournament of movies we've seen together. I don't see anything beating Interstellar for me.
Tops of the year.
That's amazing.
No, loved it.
Really?
Let's go back to Matt.
One of my favorites.
Interstellar.
I love that.
Indeed. Loved that
I
movie.
have no. Which one is it?
The space one.
Matthew McConaughey.
Is this the one where he's driving the Lincoln, just mumbling to himself for 60 seconds?
No, that's a commercial.
Nobody can forgive you for thinking
I was
that.
driving a
Yeah.
Lincoln before they
Yeah, that's what
paid me to drive a Lincoln.
Scoring.
Yes,
Indeed.
He's
Scoring.
That is a serious top
Wilson.
9.
Mikey's gonna snipe.
Yeah, Mike's gonna snipe.
Mike's
Okay.
gonna snipe. That's really this. And
Corey Schneider.
Yeah.
He's a good
powered
goalie.
by gingers.
Yeah. I feel so left out. No, I don't want it.
Fine,
I won't want it.
Fine.
Leave me alone.
Fine. When Mike scores a bunch of goals on you, you know why?
Mike's gonna be one of the best teams in the Canadian Conference. I would not be surprised to see him. I mean, he's gonna be
Higher than 7, I think. I think this is an underrated.
You think this is underrated?
He's gonna be one of the final
It's a
8
well-built
teams
team.
left in the playoffs this year. Maybe one of the final 4.
Yeah.
He has the juice to go as far as the sim wants to let him go.
And the know-how, unfortunately.
He's a crafty man.
Curse you, Mike. Curse you.
None of us have cursed yet.
No, no. Here's the
even
thing.
said
Here's the thing.
instead of
Here's the thing. I was gonna say that, but then I'm like, no. Let's wait till the end of the video,
I know, right?
Because I said hell right away.
Oh, see, I left that off even.
We haven't
I was
sworn.
playing
We haven't sworn yet.
ultra-conservative.
All right.
Just for you, illustrious Deputy GM.
Good work, Mike. All right. Let's move on. Last video coming up. Last 16s.